Regarding e-learning decision making, I would say that we also are in need very much of a strategic plan. But we do have since 2005, however, an e-learning position paper. And now that I've done this, I'm going to go back. And this is in need of revision, but it was very helpful several years ago to have this as a point of focus. And much like Carmel said, this position paper gave us a focus, and it was only 9 points long. And it's about actively promoting and supporting, about the idea that it can be blended. We finally made a choice in 2005. We're not going for 100% online and teach 1 billion people in China for $1 each and make $1 billion and things like that. That we back it up with evaluation, that we want it to be integral to the teaching and learning process, that we want it to be interaction focused and take the focus off of content. There are a limited number of principles. This document is hardly more than 1 page long. And a number of people throughout the university have organized what their aims were and the nature of their work to try to further this. But in honesty, it's time to revisit this, particularly as another colleague mentioned about the need for champions and leadership. The current VP that oversees e-learning is leaving at the end of this month. And then we'll have a new VP overseeing e-learning. So there's going to be a new direction, a new relationship, a new coordination between that person's ideas, our context, and our history. So that's forthcoming. In terms of key issues, I wrote down a few items that I really wanted to share with you. I wanted to show you the LMS report and as a resource that we are happy to share and talk to any of the other institutions, because what we did learn by talking to the other institutions is everybody's thinking about this right now. So we're happy to help. The other is, here's a position paper, and we're ready to move on from that. In terms of our key lessons, one is, it's not about the technology, it's about the people. So you have to start first with what the people's needs are, what the people's interests are, and figure out your priorities in terms of helping them with their priorities. I actually have a colleague sitting here in the audience who used to work at PolyU, and she said, start with the learning challenge. Right? We're not using e-learning for e-learning's sake, or because we ought to, or because it's cool and newfangled and the students like it and we're behind the times and we have to show that we're catching up, or because it's more motivating and will make our evaluation scores get higher. We have to be using it because it's important to help us achieve something. And sometimes it might be, we don't have enough classroom space. That might be important enough for us to look at ways of using e-learning usefully. A second key lesson is it's about communication and interaction, not about the content. Now, 10 years ago, we were all looking at making electronic. This is a bit of an overgeneralization. Many of us were looking at electronic textbooks. There's plenty of content out there. What we know about how people learn and what motivates them to learn is through the interaction and the construction of their own knowledge. So it's about learning activities, getting people to communicate with each other, think, and take a stand. It's not about making another Encyclopedia Britannica, which is also online and struggling also in their business model. Now, to do this, the third lesson learned is there are a wide range of skills involved. And if it was just content creation, you could have somebody that was more like an author and a publisher. But because you're talking about interactions, you have all kinds of technical skills that are needed along with this. So you do need some kind of a central support team to make this happen. Because I find the best analogy in the 10 years now I've been working in e-learning is about cars. How many people here ride in cars? Raise your hand. Also wake up, yes. Okay? Everybody here rides in some kind of a car. How many people here have a driving license? Raise your hand. Okay, not quite as many. You don't need to have to be able to drive a car to ride in a car. How many people here have ever repaired your own car? Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually higher than we must be changing tires. Counted, okay. How many people here have built their own car? We have one. Yes, okay. So, why? This is where we are with e-learning though. Why are we expecting professors of chemistry to build their own car or even repair their own car? Okay? You need central support and the people with the wide range of skills to help them do it efficiently and effectively for the things that are their priorities and needs. And not start here, here's how you program, or something like that. So that's a key lesson learned. I think I've really covered everything. We are at the stage where we need a long-term coordinated strategy, and don't do e-learning because we ought to, but use the technology to address what really matters to you, is what I wanted to say. Thank you.